Will someone please make up my mind? What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Daily Update. And I don't know, what a wild day, eh? We got the Dow got clobbered, S&P was basically flat, NASDAQ rallied big, and the Russell was all over the place. Hey, you know, that's what's going on right now. This is the indecision of what's going on in the market and, you know, what we're deciding on. And of course, we're still digesting Friday's jobs report, which is nowhere near as good as they thought it was, but it was still a decent report. And of course, the dollar was down a little bit today. The bonds were up a little bit. Oil got hit. It was down much lower. It did come back a little bit after being much lower on the day. But again, I think that's the direction that we're heading. It's going much lower. Gold rallied back from being down significantly early. So, you know, a lot of indecision being created here. The biggest story, though, would be that the volatility index of the VIX was much higher today. So when you look at the bigger picture, there is a lot of concern about the markets. There's a lot of people that are trying to position themselves correctly just in case the markets fall. Now, again, we're not predicting that the markets are going to fall today or tomorrow. What we're saying is that the markets are more likely to go lower than they are to make new highs. Now, you know, you can listen to all you want about earnings and employment. Employment sucks. That's the bottom line. Earnings are based on cheap money and based on a lot of the things that have gone on. There's a stat out that 50% of the earnings is based on the Trump tax plan and buybacks. So, you know, if that's what you want to build on and build your opinion on, I think that's a mistake. I think that's not fundamentally pretty solid, and that has a bigger chance to fail. I think you've also got this tariff worry. Now, again, I don't think it's a worry. I'm kind of happy that it's going on. I think it's about time we flexed our muscles and stood up. But you're seeing a lot of major indecision in these markets. We've got the Fed meeting in about 2 weeks. So we'll see how that, actually it's a week from tomorrow, excuse me. We'll see how that plays out. But in the meantime, the yield curve is still flattening. There are still a lot of issues out there that don't make sense, but we continue to ignore them. And that's what we become very good at, is ignoring the problems that are possibly out there. Now, again, we can ignore them for an extended period of time. As the old John Maynard Keynes said, markets can be irrational longer than you and I can remain solvent. And of course, you know what his economic plan is. It sucks. So at the end of the day, here we are. We're in a market that Dow down, S&P flat, NASDAQ and Russell higher. I don't know. It's just what it is. And we're not going to step in front of it. We're not going to try to change the overall view. We're going to sit here and wait patiently for the markets to do what they're supposed to do. And that'll be either break to the upside or break to the downside. Right now, they're in this vicious consolidation pattern, turning back and forth, with the exception of the NASDAQ, which is making new highs once again. So we'll see how that plays out. In the meantime, as we look at the grain markets, grains were lower, turned around and rallied a little bit. Corn still closed a little bit lower, but again, these are a little bit overdone to the upside. I would look to see some selling pressure in here. The meats were under some heavy pressure today. I look to be a buyer. Again, I'm looking to be a value buyer of certain items, and I think that's one of them. So with all the madness, it is March Madness, and with all the bubble teams, I think the market's also in a bubble. And I think what the markets are waiting for is just for a pin to come in and pop it. But again, that doesn't mean it'll pop anytime soon. I think we have to continue to observe and be prepared. And depending on what type of trade you are, look for your opportunities to take advantage of these markets. But for now, again, light volume, mixed markets, a lot of concern, higher VIX means the best thing to do right now is probably observe the market and let the market make a decision before you make your decision. Get in tune with what the market looks like it's going to do next instead of trying to tell the market what it's going to do next. And that's really what it's all about right here on Bubba's Daily Update. Remember our high school investing program. It's at highschoolinvesting.com. Check it out. You can go to Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. And if you'd like to help out, that'd be great. We'd appreciate it. If not, no worries. In the meantime, don't forget to listen to the Bubba Show every day at libertytalk.fm at 4 to 5 Eastern Time. And I will have my NCAA picks as the week wears on. This is Bubba's Daily Update. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you back here tomorrow on Bubba's Daily Update. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks so much. We'll see you later.